The question is, do I need to run to lose weight? Or does walking work? My name is Dean Larson, and if you stay with me to the end of this video, I will tell you exactly the answer to that. It's a PowerPoint, it's got tons of good information in it. Not only that, but I'll tell you why I'm giving away my entire weight loss system for free. 20 plus years of tested, tried and true, works 100%. It tells you exactly what to eat. Your meals are totally laid out for you. What the cost is, it's less than what you're eating per day right now, and 100% works. Stay with me to the end. I'll get into more details there. Does walking work, or do I need to run? Okay, well, walking for weight loss does work. It actually works unbelievably well. And if you want to keep the weight off forever, this is a good way to do it. So you can shed pounds without ever running a single mile, without ever learning any step aerobics, without ever having to hear some muscle-bound trainer tell you to feel the burn, whatever. So how this works is, the next time you get up from watching TV, you start heading for the refrigerator. Just keep on walking. Keep walking out the door, around the block, to the neighbor's house, anywhere. Just walk. Doctors will tell you that walking is the safest way and fastest way, long-term, to keep in low impact, to get the weight off and keep the weight off. So walking burns 100 calories per mile. So you can burn as many calories as you want without even jogging. Of course, if you can jog, it takes a little longer, but it does put some stress on your body. And if your issue is currently the weight you have on, then of course walking is probably the solution until you drop the weight. So if you walk at about 4 miles per hour, you're going to burn 100 calories per mile. At that rate, if you walk 3 miles every day, it'll amount to 35 pounds of weight loss over the course of the year, of course, if you manage your intake versus outtake on calories. So you get both long-term and short-term cardiovascular events. The extra benefit is, as you lose the weight and the pounds drop off, the overall health and functionality of your heart becomes better, and you'll find that your outlook on life improves, not only for burning calories, but for stress. So you're going to want to start at a slow to moderate pace for the first 5 minutes, then walk briskly about 25 minutes. And as you walk, concentrate on relaxing your shoulders, swinging your arms to match your stride, not exaggerated. And then at the end of your walk, you do a cool down where you just slow the pace, finish off the session with maybe some little stretching at the end to prevent stiffness. Keep in mind, most of us aren't, high school athletes, 16-year-old athletes. So just, if you're the Just Do It slogan, of course, we just need to do it gradually and not get hurt. Don't get tricky with your walk. Don't wear ankle weights. Don't do anything like that to increase the load. All you're going to do is throw you're going to have joint issues. So some weight loss basics you want to do is you want to drink 8 to 10 glasses of water a day. This is basic stuff. Obviously, wear light colored reflective clothing. You can battle the boredom by listening to music or YouTube or whatever instructional. If you get blisters and strains, you need to just back off for a little while until those are healed, or bandage them up real good. But if it gets exaggerated, you just need to take some time off. It's not the end of the world. There's another day. This is a long-term battle for us. And of course, you become dizzy or develop pain in your chest and arms, you need to stop walking, period, and seek some medical help. So the benefits of walking are not just weight loss. Of course, weight loss is one of them, but it helps with circulation disorders, heart issues, believe it or not, aids in digestion, which helps you with everything going through your system faster, and of course, sleep. It releases psychological tensions. Tons and tons of benefits. And by expanding and contracting your legs, calves, thighs muscles, those extremity type of muscles, and moving your arms, of course, you're going to work the blood back to the heart, so the heart doesn't have to pump so hard, which is crucial. So if you're overweight, you want to lose weight, if you have diabetes, distance might be more important than speed. Maybe walk a little bit slower, a little bit longer. heart and lung disorders. You might want to exercise indoors in climate control. It's in a pollution-free type of environment. But walking is definitely the solution until you're ready to do something else. Now, many people say that they don't have time to exercise, but it's just a delaying tactic. If you understand the importance of exercise, you will exercise. So you consider a typical day, or I'm sorry, typical week. You work for 40 hours, 5 hours to commute, 49 hours to sleep, 5 hours to eat, leaves you with 69 hours of uncommitted time. That's almost 10 hours a day. It really doesn't work out that way, but in reality, we're looking for 30 minutes, an hour, somewhere in that range. And believe me, you can do it. You can figure it out. And diet alone is notoriously poor record for body fat control. You have to do the whole gamut, whether it's just a little bit of extra walking or whatever. But if you want to keep the weight off forever, you have to keep moving. Moving can be something other than walking, of course. It can be cleaning. I mean, people who clean their house, I mean, you're moving everything up and down, sideways, moving your arms, but you gotta do something. It's got to be something every day, and walking is just easy. It's recreational. So I would suggest we find time for it. So there is 4 things you need to know for weight loss. Number 1 is aerobic exercise burns fat. That is the walking, running, jogging. Anaerobic exercise develops muscles, and fat is burned inside of muscles. So if you want to burn fat, you need to tone up. You have to maintain and develop muscles. So now moving on from walking to weight training. Now, we have to have a plan to do some type of resistance training. We'll talk about some of the things later, but whole books have been written about weight training, resistance training. So we're just going to sum it up real quickly. What I've done is I've listed the best exercise for building size and strength and or toning, same thing. So at a glance, it seems like a limited number of exercises and maybe too few. But if you've followed the bodybuilding routines that tell you to blitz them from all angles, do tons of sets, stuff like that, I mean, it has its place, but it's just not reality driven. This is built so that you can maximize your efforts and maximize the returns. Now, I personally train 2 days a week, train Mondays and Thursdays, and I've benched 500 pounds. So you're not missing anything. It's what you put into these exercises, and these exercises are the best. And I've found that if I had a back issue, which I've had many, and I quit squatting, well, then my back would be exaggerated. When I went back to squatting, my torso strengthened up, and I didn't have any back issues anymore. So it's important. What solves most major injuries is blood flow. So if you've got a piece of a particular part of your body that hurts, or that's sore, that's stiff, that's got a catch in it, you need to get blood in it, and maybe you need to go light at first, but you'd be surprised. Anyway, long story short, 2 days per week. Day 1, legs, chest, triceps, squats, 2 sets of 6, bench, 2 sets, then close grip, 2 sets of 6. Now, when I say this, all these sets are listed after you've warmed up. You've done 2, 3, 4 warm-ups, and you do as many reps as you can for each set. So if the first set you can get 7, 8, 9 reps, you do 7, 8, 9. If you can get 7, 8, 9 for the second one, then you're going to go up in weight. But if you get 9 reps the first time and you only get 5 reps the second set, well, then you have to stick there. So your first set is going to be they're always going to be as many as you can do. But it's if you're going to move up or not determines on the second set if you're able to hit that number 6 number. Okay, so it's always as much as you can do, and always be fully rested before you go to the next set, so that you can give it 100%. Day 2 would be back, shoulders, and biceps. I love pull-ups when you can do them. If not, do pull-downs. You could build a whole program around push-ups, pull-ups. free weight or just squats with no weights, sitting behind the TV or whatever. But once again, stick to the basics and you'll be 100% fine when you do deadlifts. Take your time. Don't slam it. Go up slow, down slow. You do not want to get hurt. Press behind the neck. Some people can't do those. Press in front of the neck is just as well. If you need to use a Smith machine, if you have a gym, you can use a Smith machine. That'll be fine as well. So that's kind of where we're at there. 3 day per week, you see it laid out. You'll get all this stuff in writing, but same type of thing. And I know you're thinking 2 sets per isn't enough, but if you take each one of these sets to the absolute limit, and then on the last set, another hint is you do as many as you can do, rack it, count to 10, and do as many as you can do again. And that'll make sure it's called rest pause. That'll make sure you've hit the wall on that. So 4 days per week, just once again, you just take the same exercises and you spread them out a little bit further. Realistically, I made the decision that if I can't do it in 2 days a week, it's just not going to get done because I don't have the time. I have a full-time professional job. Plus, if you have kids are doing sports, they're doing this, they're doing that. You're just going to go too thin. Just start out where you can start out. If you have the time, obviously, do the. So you say you don't want to lift weights. Well, there are a couple things I need to ask you. The number one is why. And if you just hang with me a little bit here, you're going to find out that this is something that's going to make a huge difference in your life, plus make you feel better. So lifting weights is not technically lifting weights. It's resistance. It's resistance training. And resistance training can be provided through multiple items, using your own body weight, pushing against walls, pull-ups, push-ups, things like that. Tubing, the stretch tubing. Water jugs, lifting water jugs over your head, like grabbing a water jug in each hand and doing squats or deadlifts or things like that. Any of those things can be done, but you have to do something to work the muscles. It's going to make a world of difference when it comes to getting weight off and keeping weight off. Plus, it's going to make you feel a whole bunch better. All right, so here's some things you can do if you don't want to go to the gym or you don't want to work out with weights. You can do chair squats. You just get up and out of a chair, 3 seconds up, 3 seconds down, push-ups. You can do any variation of this to make it easier or harder, but work your way into regular push-ups. Pulls, you can pull against doors, things like that. There's just many different things you can do as many as you can, but we've got to do something. We've got to start somewhere. Walking lunges, start out with your hands on your hip, step forward with one leg, lower the knee back to the floor, bring the leg forward. You kind of get in the drift. We just have to do something for all the body parts. Donkey kicks are actually very good they do a lot of this for rehab for lower backs. So on your knees, bring your knee towards your chest, and then the opposite one, you extend your leg back out from the hip. Lying arm and leg raises, arm circles, abdominal crunches, and a couple of tips for people that don't like to do cardio. Take a walk with someone that you like. Walk 3 times a week. Walk through someplace scenic, shopping mall, things like that. Or take a walk with someone you don't like, and before you know it, you're going to be running. Just a little bit of joke. All right, hope you've gained some valuable information from the PowerPoint. Once again, my name is Dean Larson, and the next step for you is to get my entire course for free. This course will tell you exactly what to eat every day, where to get the nutritional products, what the cost is per day, exactly when to eat it, how to prepare everything in 20 minutes or less, the grocery list, my entire course that you can access at any point in time, videos and downloadable PDFs, so you can either read it or watch it, depends on what you like to do. Your ongoing questions answered on a regular basis, either through individual responses and or group type of questionnaire settings. And most of all, I'm going to show you how to obtain your dream body without driving yourself crazy. You're going to go to howtoeatforweightloss.com. If it's not in the link below, that's how you get there.
You'll give your email so I can email you the access to this, the pages that have all this stuff on it. Congratulations. See you on the other side.